Good evening, and welcome back to Killing Them Softly. I'm your host, Angela Huguenin. In our last episode, we tackled the topic of chemical abortion pills and what women aren't being told about the risks. We heard from 3 former abortion workers who dispensed the pills and had even taken them themselves. But had these women ever heard of the abortion pill reversal, or APR, as you'll hear tonight? Well, according to each woman, they didn't. And many women still don't know that it exists. But can you reverse a chemical abortion? Well, that's what we're going to talk about. And the conversation couldn't come at a more important time. Lawsuits have been filed in multiple states against pregnancy centers who are informing women of this option. Literally, they're just giving women information about the option in case they change their minds. Pro-abortion advocates claim that the chemical abortion regimen with actual drugs is safe and effective, and yet they also claim that the abortion pill reversal with natural hormones is neither safe nor effective. However, studies show that there is a 64 to 68% success rate without harmful side effects to the mother or the child. And it's the very same drug that has been safely used for over 50 years to treat women who are in danger of miscarriage. We're going to hear tonight from a mom who took that first abortion pill. She had a change of heart and then frantically searched for a way to save her baby when Planned Parenthood told her that there was no other option but to continue with that second set of pills. We are also going to hear from a former Planned Parenthood worker who dispensed the pills and knows well what women are being told about the chemical abortion process. She's going to talk tonight about what she was told to tell women, and then her work today as a nurse manager for a hotline that helps women get the immediate help with the abortion pill reversal. Our third guest is another former abortion worker who left the industry and ended up working as a medical assistant for Dr. George Delgado, one of the pioneering developers of the abortion pill reversal protocol. Each of these ladies is ready to share the truth that the abortion industry does not want you to hear. So while Planned Parenthood is encouraging patients to make a hasty decision and telling them that they can't go back, we are going to hear about physicians all over the nation who are donating their time and expertise to help women make an informed choice. So let's get started. So Rebecca, Lisa, and Lupita, thank you for joining Killing Them Softly. Rebecca, I'd like to start with you first tonight. You went to Planned Parenthood. You took the very first series in the chemical abortion process. There are a lot of elements to your story, but can you walk us through the moment that you decided to walk into Planned Parenthood? You began that chemical abortion process, and then the moment that you were sitting in your car immediately following that first dosage of mifepristone.
Yeah, absolutely. So really it was fear and shame and panic and a lack of choices that led me to Planned Parenthood. And where I was living in Northern California at the time, Planned Parenthood was everywhere. I think there were 7 or 8 locations within a 30-mile radius of my home. They had become the go-to place for unexpected pregnancies and for abortions. Now, during this time, I was 18. I had already had a baby. So I had an almost 1-year-old that I had had as a high school senior. And I was faced with a very real reality, or at least it seemed like a real reality, that if I had another child, I would lose my family, who would certainly disown me. We'd lose our home. I'd have to drop out of college, which I had just worked very hard being a high school mom to get into. And it just seemed impossible. And chemical abortion was marketed as so easy and so natural and so convenient and so quiet and easier to hide. And so all of those things combined led me to Planned Parenthood, which I really believed would help me solve my problem. And even as a Christian, I told myself it is mind over matter. God will forgive you, and you'd rather face your heavenly Father later than have to face your earthly father, who will be so mad and so ashamed now. And so that's what led me there. That's what led me to choose chemical abortion, but in particular, believing that, how bad could a couple of pills be? Maybe I'm not really doing anything wrong, and certainly not understanding what would happen to me or to my body. And I started that process in the clinic with her, and she said that I would take the first abortion pill, mifepristone, and that it would just end my pregnancy. And I was young. I was 18. I was scared. I didn't feel equipped or allowed to even ask, well, how does that work? How do you just end a pregnancy? That thought doesn't always come to the mind of a young woman in this position. So I had no idea what I was ingesting, that it was designed to end my pregnancy in a certain way. And then I was told that 24 hours later, while I was at home with no medical supervision, with a baby in a crib sleeping next to me and my parents downstairs asleep, thinking I'm asleep, that I was to take a second set of pills that I'm sure our other guests will talk about later, and that it would just simply expel my pregnancy, that I could expect bleeding, that I could expect cramping, that I might be mildly uncomfortable, but that they would prescribe me a pain medication and a higher dose pain medication if needed, and that it would be over relatively quickly. And I didn't think to pause and ask, well, how does that work? How does a second set of pills expel a pregnancy? And just all that to say, women go into this decision most of the time in the dark, not knowing what will happen to their babies, not knowing what will happen to their own bodies. And then their homes, their dorm rooms are turned into places of trauma. I swallowed that first abortion pill, and the Planned Parenthood clinic worker said, there's no going back. And I had known that. And so she handed me a brown paper bag, much like what you would pack a sandwich in. And it took maybe 2 minutes to get to my car, head down, try not to look at anybody, just get out of there. Decision's been made. And I sat down in my car and I started looking through that bag. And the best way I could try to describe to you that feeling, Angela, is it was like the entire time leading up to this decision, I was trying to see through a foggy lens. But now that the decision had been made, the choice was over, the lens cleared, and I could very clearly see what I had just done. And in that very moment, regret and grief set in. And I said, I can't do this. I can't live with myself if I do this. I have to find help, and I have to try to undo this mistake.
Yeah. And I know we're going to hear that from some of our other guests as well, as they take the time to talk to many of these women who are calling and saying, man, I don't know what to do at this point. That panic sets in, and they're, as I said before, frantically looking for a way to reverse this so that they can save their baby. So you did find some information via Google. Sitting in your car, you made a few phone calls, and you were able to reach out to Dr. George Delgado. Is that correct? And able to get the reversal started?
I did. I talked to Dr. Delgado's clinic, which also happened to be in California, and spoke to a nurse. So the entire time I'm talking to medical professionals who are processing the situation with me. They're not rushing me, and they're actually taking the time to explain what I had just ingested, what might happen tomorrow, what I may experience. And in that moment, it was the most comforting, compassionate conversation that anyone could have had. Those people saved not just my baby's life, but they saved my life because of the way that they treated me.
Absolutely. And that's one of the best things, being able to hear that comfort on the other end of the line, someone who is taking the time to hear your fear, hear your concerns, and then walk you through all of that. That's a beautiful thing. So once you started this abortion pill reversal protocol, were you required to see a licensed physician throughout the time of taking this protocol until a point where, I guess I'll just let you walk through that, a point to where you no longer needed to continue with that protocol?
Yeah, that's a great question, Angela. So in my initial phone consultation, they were very clear with me. They said, we cannot promise with 100% certainty that your APR attempt will be successful, but we can absolutely help you. What you took was a progesterone antagonist, and we just are willing to put progesterone back into your body, essentially. So that's what I understood about the process. And then from there, I was connected immediately to a physician who started the progesterone process. I went to his office, and then I was given, of course, a prescription to maintain and stay on that progesterone regimen, and was plugged back not only into his care because he wasn't super close to where I was living at the time, but into my regular routine OBGYN care. So I think I was covered with healthcare professionals probably on all fronts. I had nurses and physicians, and it was an entirely streamlined process and dealt with only by medical professionals.
Rebecca, you were one of the success stories of this reversal protocol. You did carry your baby to term. And can you tell us in the process, was there any issue with your body physically? And was there any issue or fetal anomaly that showed up with the child when he was born?
Yeah, so you're exactly right. I did carry to term. In fact, I think it was a little over 40 weeks. And I always joke that I'll never let that child forget that I carried him 41 weeks. And he's still causing trouble today. No, but in all seriousness, he is perfectly healthy. And my pregnancy was fairly normal. I will tell you that going through that process, because when Planned Parenthood found out, they did say, this will not only not work, but if you carry to term, will probably result in a child that's born with a fetal anomaly. My anxiety was through the roof. And anytime I sneezed, I thought, this is it. I'm losing my baby. It's because of what I had done. And so that was a hard emotional journey. But with the extended support of that healthcare team, of a pregnancy center, of my family, who eventually found out, was able to make it through all the way to term. And like I said, he was born perfectly healthy, and he will soon be 11 years old, just in a couple weeks here. And still to this day, he is not just surviving, he is thriving, top of his class, athlete, witty as ever. And I couldn't imagine a world without him. And this is what I almost missed out on. And I'm so grateful because APR gave us a second chance.
That's amazing. Thank you, Rebecca, for sharing that. I think it is important for people to hear, that it was a success. And like you said before, not every attempt, and we will, hear also from Lisa a little bit later, but while not every attempt is 100% guarantee, there are some successes. And we want people to know the truth, that there are successes, and that this is not causing issues with the mom or the baby. And we're really excited about that. Before I move on to talk to Lisa a little bit, I did want to touch just a little bit on the reaction from Planned Parenthood when they found out that you were taking this abortion reversal protocol, that you were following through with that. Can you give us just a little bit about that experience that you had with them?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, it's something that I can still recall even 11 years later. I still remember this phone call and exactly how the conversation went. I had never shown back up to the facility because at the time you were supposed to have a follow-up ultrasound to make sure the abortion was completely successful. All parts of the pregnancy had been removed from your body, which would be a safety concern. And I just didn't show up. I was too nervous. And so they started to call, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or so calls later, I finally got up the nerve and said, what do I have to lose? What do they care? They've been paid, Medicaid paid for my abortion. What's it to them if I've changed my mind? And so I called and I said, I'm so sorry that I didn't show back up. I was a little bit nervous. I realized after I took that abortion pill that I had made the worst mistake of my life, and I'm trying to counteract it with progesterone. It's a new treatment. It's called abortion pill reversal. And their exact words were, do you have any idea what you're doing? And I'm young, I'm 18. I'm sitting outside of a college class, like late, not going into class because I'm trying to finish this call. And I remember thinking, no, I'm scared. I'm very scared. And I'm just hoping, and I'm just trying. And I just want my baby. And they said, if you carry to term, which is not likely, you will probably have a child born with severe fetal anomalies. And there was no call us back and let us know what happens. Good luck. Let us know if you need us again in the future. We ended that phone call. First, it was extremely awkward, but second, with them desperately wanting me to finish what I had started in their clinic. And at the time, I didn't understand why.
Yeah, there's definitely a clear distinction between the experience you had with the pregnancy center and the comfort and listening to you and addressing your fears and your concerns, and the interaction that you had with the Planned Parenthood clinic. I do think it's important that we highlight that and help people to see the importance of these local pregnancy centers that are listening and they do care about your concerns. I do want to turn to Lisa and talk to her a little bit tonight. Welcome, Lisa. You were a former Planned Parenthood worker. You've come through the ATTWN ministry. Can you tell us just a little bit about your role as a nurse manager for the Abortion Pill Reversal Hotline?
Yes, thank you, Angela. So with the abortion pill reversal hotline, I am one of the nurse managers who helps to oversee the hotline, and we just help the callers with their needs. We have a wonderful team of nurses who are dedicated to serving these clients who are so desperately seeking to reverse their abortions. We walk alongside these nurses and help answer questions and assist them any way we can. We do training, we do oversight, just overall maintenance of the program.
That's amazing. Thank you, Lisa. I want to get into some technical questions just a little bit. Can you share with folks tonight what is progesterone and why is it important to a pregnancy?
So progesterone is the pregnancy maintaining hormone. So without progesterone, we can't sustain a pregnancy. Progesterone is important because the medication that first abortion pill that's taken, the mifepristone, it is a progesterone blocker. So we need to make sure that we have a progesterone prescription, a provider who can give that progesterone in order to support that pregnancy, because without it, it will likely not survive.
Yeah. And do you feel that women are given informed information when they are taking this chemical abortion regimen? Do they understand what it is doing and what it might be doing to their physical body?
I don't think that women are being told exactly what to expect. I think they can read over a sheet of information and they may get it, they may not. It just makes me think of a client that I once had when I was working in the industry. I answered the day after hours emergency line, and she called one night and she was panicking, she was crying, she was very unsettled, just inconsolable. And she said, "You never told me this was going to happen. You never told me." And I was like, trying to assess what is going on. Tell me more, tell me more. And she's just screaming, "I'm in labor. You didn't tell me this was going to be labor." And I always think about her and just how important it is to make sure that these women know exactly what they are coming up against and what they're going to be doing in the privacy of their own home or their dorm room or wherever they choose to carry out their abortion.
Yeah, that's one of those things that in our last episode we talked extensively about, because we do want them to understand not only the risk to them, the risk to the child, and just the trauma that follows the entire process. With that, knowing that those chemicals are dangerous, that they're, physically they're not good for our body. Is there any part of the abortion pill reversal protocol that is unsafe or dangerous for the mom or the baby?
That question comes up a lot with clients. They want to know, how's my baby going to be? Is my baby going to be okay? There is no danger in progesterone. We have been using progesterone for decades to save pregnancies with threatened miscarriages. So we know that progesterone's safe. Mifepristone, currently there's no research that shows that there are any that there's birth defects associated with the mifepristone. And the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology, they even say in one of their bulletins that the mifepristone does not have any kind of teratogenic effects. So we know that that medication is not known to harm a baby or its mother.
Great. Thank you so much for that information. And I know that there are many young women who are sitting in that position, and that is what they want to know. If they've decided to carry to term, then what kind of dangers or risks am I going to be facing by trying to reverse this process? Lupita, I want to ask you for just a moment. Like Lisa, you are kind of the boots on the ground working through this effort. You currently work at a pregnancy care center helping clients who come in and are requesting this information about the reversal. And you work hand in hand. You're one of the clinics that this abortion pill reversal hotline is connected to, right? And so they link these clients up with them. You get them linked up with a physician so that they can begin this reversal process. Can you just talk to us a little bit about what that looks like when a client calls you and they're looking to do that reversal process?
Yeah, hi. Thank you for having me. Absolutely. I'll be more than happy to show you and walk you through what we go over the phone calls, how we explain to these young ladies what's going to happen, what has happened. Um, Fortunately, I've been trained by Dr. George Delgado himself as well to be able to really give this new sense of hope for the women who have taken the chemical abortion pill. First and foremost, I do want to say that it's important that we realize that the women have actually taken that first abortion pill, the mifepristone, because it's very much different than a person or a lady who has gone through a spontaneous miscarriage. This is a chemically induced miscarriage abortion. So we have to set the record straight that this protocol is for those women. So these women, just like Rebecca, they take the first abortion pill, then they realize, wait, I just kind of went into this decision without thinking. I regret doing this. What do I do now? And
Mhm.
we have our wonderful cell phones in our hands all day long, and we start Googling, I regret this abortion pill. I regret what I just did. Is there anything else I can do? So they start Googling it. Fortunately, there is lots of information out there. There's the Heartbeat International. There's the abortion pill reversal hotline. So these women can get that phone number, give them a call. Lisa walks them through, calms them down, brings them back down to reality. They're in this fight or flight mode, and they bring them back down to really see what's going on, to really see the bigger picture. And then once all of that is situated, then Lisa gets in touch with the PRC, a pregnancy resource center, like where I'm at here in Southern California. And the nurse practitioner there is now in touch with this young lady who gets all of the details, how far along she is, when she took the first pill, things of that nature. And then so we immediately have to prescribe the progesterone. That is the number one thing that this young lady has to take quickly. The sooner that they take it, the higher chance that this attempt will work. So then I'm an ultrasound technician. So then they come in to see me at least once a week. I do a scan just to confirm the viability of that pregnancy, that the pregnancy is within the uterus and that the pregnancy still has a heartbeat. So so we walk him through step by step. They give us a call. We give them a prescription for the progesterone. She comes in to see me for an ultrasound, and they are with us for the first trimester of their pregnancy. They come in for weekly scans so we can make sure that the progesterone is still effective and that there's still a heartbeat. Once they're up in their second trimester, then they still continue OB care with their provider. And so at this point, the young ladies have a choice. We're done in regards to anything that we're providing medically, but there's still a lot of emotional issues that can happen. And these pregnancy resource centers, we still walk alongside them. We are still holding their hand. We're still helping them to heal emotionally, because there's trauma that unfortunately that happens with these abortions. So it's not like, you're safe, you're in your second trimester, you're good to go. No, we're there to hold their hand and walk with them even after they delivered their baby. So it's not just like in the abortion industry where you literally have met this person once, give them the abortion pill, 2 weeks later they come back for their follow-up appointment, and that's it. We never hear from them. We never knew from them afterwards. That's not the case with PRC. We at the PRC centers, we literally love on these women to be able to be the best mother that they can be for their newborns. So it's a whole journey. It's not a simple thing. It's a journey. This second chance of hope with the APR.
Absolutely. And I would assume that you are seeing some successes, right? As you said, that, you walk through the entire journey with them, even after they have the baby, you're there to love on them. In most cases, I know resource centers will help with diapers and formula and clothes, things of that nature. But you do have some that are not successes. And, I would assume that you're walking alongside them for healing and for help. And you also don't just leave them out in the cold. And I don't know if you want to just share a little bit about that. What does it look like when you have a client that comes in and their reversal is not successful?
So, Angela, you're absolutely right. It's about 65% that it's a success rate. So, right, those are beautiful. Everybody is happy. But unfortunately, there are those that it's not a success. And the things that we now go through with our clients to be able to literally lift them up from where they're at, to encourage them, to give them almost in a sense a third chance of hope, right? Because this APR is like a second chance of hope. The walk that we do with them emotionally, some spiritually, if they accept it, it's like a third chance of hope. And it's a journey. I'm not going to say that they're going to be okay within 6 months, a year. It's something that they're going to have to go through in life. Some days there's going to be triggers. Some dates of the year are going to be triggers. But what we try to do is give them tools give them these tools, make them aware of what's going on. When they are in that position, they can pull out those tools and minimize the effect of what they're going through. So yes, so it's unfortunate, but it's a thing that we give these girls different kinds of sets of tools to be able to battle that darkness that they may potentially go on in the future with.
That's great. It's nice to know that you are still caring for them, even after the inevitable maybe has happened, unfortunately. In your experience with the successes, have you seen any children born that are coming in with birth defects, anything of that nature?
Just as Lisa was saying, that progesterone is extremely safe. It's a natural hormone that our body produces. And when we give it these progesterone to the women, it does not harm the pregnancy. It does not harm the pregnancy. It does not cause any physical or mental disabilities. So these babies are born well.
Awesome. I love that. Lisa, can you, actually, this would probably be for any of you. How do women find immediate help? If they've taken this pill, can you share just a little bit more in depth about, how they're going to find the abortion pill reversal hotline? Just talk about what that looks like.
So if there is a woman out there who is looking to reverse her chemical abortion, she can go online and visit us at abortionpillreversal.com. Our 24/7 helpline number is 1-877-558-0333. But if she does want to go on our website, take a look at our website, there are some frequently asked questions on our website that she can look over, or that maybe if there's a provider out there that is just curious, to look over those frequently asked questions. And there is an option to chat on our website as well. So that's how she would get in touch with us to find help from a provider in her community.
That's amazing. Thank you for that, Lisa, for that information. For any of those who may be watching this tonight, who are sitting in that position, you have the information in your hands if you have changed your mind. So for all of you, maybe just to talk a little bit about, why do you feel that pro-abortion advocates want to inhibit this APR protocol?
I think first and foremost, the pro-abortion advocates just don't have all of the information. They don't have the full, I would say, knowledge of things. And it's more of a hearsay. Oh, I heard that this doesn't work, or I heard this, that, or that. But it's just, it's unfortunately, but it's a bias. It's a biased decision that they have, that this APR does not work. They just don't give us a chance. They don't give that choice, right? They say they're pro-choice, but they don't give the choice to actually allow this.
Yeah, I think, back when I was going through APR and the reaction that I got from the provider who had provided me with the abortion pills, at that time, I really thought that, well, it was just so new. It was 10, 11 years ago. They hadn't heard of it. And there was some of that. My issue is that they still tell women like me the very same thing, that this does not work, that this has not been proven, that this is unsafe, and that this is a threat to your baby. And I take real issue with that, because the literature is out there. The research is out there. The problem, the way I see it, as just from a patient perspective, a lay person, not a medical provider, is that medicine, all areas of medicine have, like Lupita said, become politicized and biased. And they are being trained, some may say indoctrinated, in medical school to think only one way about something. ACOG, which should be neutral, won't even take abortion pill reversal into consideration. They just are vehemently against it because they've taken a political stance on abortion. And as a patient, I think you should be real concerned when your doctor is not willing to treat you as a patient and instead is more concerned about their political affiliations. I think everybody should be real careful, cautious, and hesitant to trust providers like that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Lisa, when you were in the abortion industry, did you know about the reversal process? And were you encouraged by your facility to even share about that option? Or was it something you just absolutely didn't know? Or even if you did know, you were discouraged from sharing that with patients?
I had no idea about the reversal process. It was I'm thinking back to when I was in the industry. It was a very new thing, so we didn't have any idea of how it would be reversed. Was not talked
And it
about.
is still fairly new. I mean, we're talking a decade.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. So it is still fairly new. But as Rebecca said, the information is out there today. And in fact, as I mentioned earlier this evening, that there are even lawsuits in different states. Attorney generals have sued pregnancy resource centers for trying to get that information in the hands of their clients, just in case they decide they want to change their mind. We are seeing that more and more frequently. I do believe recently that the case in New York was ruled on, and the pregnancy centers are able to share with their clients about this reversal option, which is a huge victory for the pro-life movement, and we're happy about that. But there is still such a battle, and I believe that it is still being dialed down, and that they are not wanting to share about that. Can you guys talk just a little bit about what our local communities, churches, our pregnancy resource centers, how can they best support this reversal process and the effort that we're seeing go forth with the reversal process?
I personally think that the church can and should have a wonderful, warm relationship with their local pregnancy help organizations, particularly if they are offering APR. That's going to be where you can plug a woman in your congregation into. I mean, obviously you're not going to offer APR in your church, right? But if you have a warm relationship with your licensed medical pregnancy help center nearby, then you can make a phone call. You can ensure to the woman that you're speaking to as a church leader that, hey, I trust these people. I know these people. I know their hearts. I know their mission. So reach out to your local pregnancy help organization, build that bridge. And the pregnancy help organizations know that they are like the triage center. They're going to mend the wound, whatever she's coming in with. But ultimately, the real transformation that's going to occur in her life is going to occur when she's plugged, hopefully, if she's willing, back into a church and surrounded by a community that loves on her. So the pregnancy help organizations in your community want to partner with you. They want to be a resource to you. So go out and meet them.
That's a wonderful advice. Thank you, Rebecca. Either of you have anything you want to add to that?
Yes. So pregnancy centers, if they want to get the word out about abortion pill rescue, they can put our information, put the website and the phone number on their webpage. And that way, if someone is looking for the information or looking for the pregnancy center, they will know that the pregnancy center is a good resource for them, as well as Abortion Pill Rescue Network. They also have at Heritage House. Heritage House has literature, has drop cards that sidewalk advocates can carry with them and hand out, or leave in bathrooms, just to advertise and get that information out to women who need it.
Yeah, and that really is the most important piece. We have to get the word out. I think there still is so many people that don't know that this protocol is available to them. They don't know that there are people who are working to help them make a more informed choice. And so getting the word out is the most important thing. What kind of process is it, Lisa, if a practitioner is watching this evening, or a pregnancy resource, and they want to get in this network and they want to be able to offer this service in their local community? As Rebecca had stated before, those centers who are maybe offering this type of service are indeed medical providers. They have been certified. Their facility has been certified. And the people who work and oversee the functions of that facility are medically licensed. So can they just reach out to the hotline and become a partner with you in their local community, so that when you receive a call in on the hotline, you can link them up with someone that is in their area?
If there is a provider who would like to join our network, they can go onto the web to ATTWNworldwide.com. And once they get to that website, it will give them an option to join the network. There's just a few questions to fill out, and we will be in touch with them and get their contact information and get them the necessary information that they need to be a provider. We also have an email address that you can reach us. It's medical@heartbeatinternational.org, and we can answer any questions that you have.
That's great. Thank you so much. Well, before we close tonight, I want to give each of you just a chance to wrap up any statements that you want to make, anything else that you would want to share with our viewers tonight about the reversal process, what you've learned, and just any advice that you would want to give. Rebecca, we can start with you. Anything else you want to add this evening?
Goodness, I, again, just want to express my gratitude for the ability to go through the abortion pill reversal regimen. It was a success in our case, and I have met so many other women, talked to so many other women who have also had success stories, and they too express the same just total gratitude and appreciation. We feel like we owe not just our children's lives to the people who helped us, but our own lives and transformation stories. So total gratitude from my end. And then I would just encourage people who are listening to, again, get involved, partner with your local pregnancy help organization, do some digging, find out more information. And then when you're communicating about abortion, whether that's the abortion pill or abortion pill reversal, remember that you're communicating with people who have very layered stories, and you want to always be perceived as a safe person, right? You want to be a safe place where someone could disclose very personal information that maybe they feel like other people would judge them for if they knew they had taken the abortion pill, or they're having second thoughts. If they can trust you, they're going to come to you with their stories. And if they come to you with their stories, you have the ability to speak into their lives, to offer hope, to offer healing, to tell them about abortion pill reversal. So that in mind, just use caution when you're having these conversations, and love people. Never waver on your conviction, but always ensure that you have compassion.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Love people. Just love on the people. Lupita, anything else you want to add? Anything in closing?
I absolutely agree with Rebecca. It's literally to love on people. In this part of my life, in this season in my life where I'm at right now, it's just such a privilege and such an honor to be able to have these abilities that I have to do scans, but to have the heart to be able to walk alongside someone who is in need, someone who has been unfortunately victimized by the abortion industry. So it is, I do remember this when I would see my abortion patients. I would look at them and I would wonder, what is your life going to be like after? Do they even know what they got themselves into? And Rebecca, you kind of just closed that circle for me. You just literally shared what you experienced in your car, what you went through, and what it took afterwards to be able to just have that hope again. And now you have your now you have your 11-year-old son. So just to be able to know that, yes, in the darkness that I was part of, now I'm in this new world, in this world that there's so much hope, so much love, so much encouragement, and how we're just here gathered together, all four of us, to be able to share the little bit of information that we have, right? The little bit of knowledge that we have. But it's the love that we have that catapults us to be able to go out there and just share this information, because literally knowledge is power, right? And I know firsthand that when I now share all of this information to people who didn't know, they're surprised. They didn't even know APR existed. They say, what? So to just be able to be that bridge that brings this information, this new hope to someone's life, is definitely a blessing, is definitely grace from God in heaven, that he has just gifted that to me.
Absolutely. And he's gifted us with the ability to use this protocol to help women, and the advances in medicine that we have learned also contribute to that. And so we're very thankful to the Lord for giving us that. Any last comments from you, Lisa, tonight?
So I will just say that there are 5,000 plus lives out there who would not be here if their mother did not reach out to abortion pill reversal. 5,000 plus lives saved. So it is working, and it is such a blessing to work with these women and just to be with this, such a privilege, just like the others said. What an honor to be able to walk beside these women and get them the services that they need.
5,000. That is a huge number. But I believe it's going to grow. And with the help of this webinar tonight, I believe that the information is going to get into so many more hands. And I am happy that we will see that number increase significantly. What a beautiful work that you are all doing today. And thank you for sharing, again, your insight and information with us tonight. Thank you again, ladies, for joining me tonight to share the truth about the abortion pill reversal protocol. Women and men need to know the truth. We're thankful tonight for your insight, and that we've had the opportunity to let women know that just because they have taken that first pill, it doesn't mean that they have to continue on with the chemical abortion process. It is our hope that what we have shared tonight will be a means to help change hearts and minds, and even give you hope if you have changed your mind. If you missed our first episode of Killing Them Softly, or you would like to hear the truth about chemical abortion, I would like to invite you to our YouTube channel to watch the first episode, along with our video, Little Pills That Kill. To date, ATTWN has helped well over 700 former abortion workers find freedom from the abortion industry. Through our outreach, clinic workers all over the nation are waking up to the realization that they're not helping women, and they're reaching out to us for help to exit the abortion industry. For them, ATTWN offers a way out and a path to finding peace and joy. But we still have so much work to do. There are more than 3,000 workers still caught in the enemy's grasp. But with your support, we can continue to reach out to them. with the hope of Christ and offer them the resources they need to walk away and to point them to Christ for forgiveness and healing. If you would consider supporting the work of And Then There Were None, you can click the donation link at the bottom of this webcast, or you can visit our website at abortionworker.com. You can also text the word quitter to 50155. With your support, we can continue to reach abortion workers, and we will continue this work one by one until there are none.